Oh, where's that? Where's the bank? Where's the fucking bank? Oh, it's closed.
Oh, they moved the Gambit guy. He's in a different spot.
What is this? This is...
Not down there. Where'd they move him to?
He was in the... He's closer to the Black Armor now.
Oh god.
I can barely hear Mzaca at all. He's down there.
I think my volume is low. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Let's see. Fix my volume. What about now? Can you hear me now?
Barely still.
Barely? Oh snap.
Pick that up. Enemies to feed. There's those. I picked up all kinds of little Gambit, little freaking mims.
Come on, where's... Oh, there it is.
I don't know what this thing is. It says transcript. Message from Honora 1, whatever that's from. Oops.
Go. Come on. Oh, they have it. Oh, it's 100. Oh, yeah. I'll forget that.
What you had to go do, Mzaca?
No, I'm still in the Triumph thing.
What's that?
No, I was just going through the Triumphs. I've been awarded some... what do you call that? Crucible Triumphs. Some of them I didn't think I'd ever get.
Wow, it kept some of my clan stuff.
Come on.
Get here first.
Yeah, I just got some Crucible Triumphs from season 3 and 4 and 5.
Oh, you're working on Triumph score?
No, I just found them ready. You just gave them to me. Whoa, okay, sweet.
Oh. Yes, like I was just inspecting some stuff, picked up a whole bunch of Gambit bounties.
Oh yeah.
And then was looking over there, and for Ikora, I had this character had seven of my 20 bounties are already completed for the week.
Nice. Oh yeah, they give you 2 weeks to complete the Ikora bounties.
Oh, do they? Did they switch that now? I've had sometimes where I come in.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't switch over every week. You have you have the whole 2 weeks to get those done.
It's like what was it? I've had a couple of times where I come in and it's a fresh new week and it'll say the 20's already done for the character, and you collect it immediately. I'm like, whoa, why am I doing that? I haven't done any yet.
Another exotic? What did I get? Oh, so there's a new exotic called the Obelisk? What the hell that is?
You're looking at
It's a fusion
what's her name?
rifle. Yeah. I'm missing 2 exotics. I need to start raiding again so I can get the what's that thing in the raid?
1,000 Voices. Yeah, I gotta get that one.
And I guess I'm not sure whether I need help or I can solo it or something. But the bow, Wish Ender or something like that.
Oh, you need to do the Shattered Throne. It's not available till next week.
So okay.
Yeah, the Wish Ender you do every 3 weeks. It's available. Wanting no space.
Oh, there's that. I was looking for that. So what's Prime like, gun?
I don't know.
You haven't gone into it just yet? I thought you were playing Gambit.
Yeah, I'm playing Gambit, but
It hasn't sent you to Prime?
yeah, I'm in the Prime Gambit already.
Oh, nice.
I think I was going to get in Gambit in just a little bit. Do a couple little things and
Oh, now I have to
get started on this power gear running
again?
crap.
Gun is mashing his button out there. I can hear him mashing his button.
He's trying to break his controller. He's trying to destroy that X button. He doesn't need it no more.
So does anybody know somebody who played Anthem and their PlayStation died?
What happened?
There's this thing that where they say when you're playing Anthem, it shuts down the PlayStation or the Xbox. And some people have even reported it crashing, like
I wouldn't doubt it.
It shuts down immediately because the system didn't shut down properly. It trashes the unit.
I wouldn't doubt it. You know, I said Anthem is. I've heard some people say it's pretty glitchy. It's got some errors and issues.
Oh. Not that I'll be switching to a new game. I guess Destiny's the one.
Yeah, it's like
still.
I'm not going to get into that game right off the bat. I watched a lot of people get into it, but I
Come
got
on.
too many games that I want to play that I've already bought, and I haven't had time to go get to. And now with this, it's all about grinding to power level 700 and doing all the new stuff on here while everybody's on. Because once people get there, pretty much to get the stuff out of this new mode here, they're going to do the same as they did before.
No, it's gonna take. Oh my god, it's gonna take a long time to get it off. Need to get those witches down, then you can damage the primeval.
Oh, yep.
But he has an oversheet.
I've been in a lot of gambit matches and they know the wizards and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, you gotta take
It depends on the group. It depends on who's in there and how well you attack the primeval. I've seen the primeval go and just be decimated without the witches, and then other times you can't do nothing with them. I think it comes down to who's there, the supers they're running, and the weapons they're doing. It's like if you've got a good team that doesn't like wreck the
Come
heavy
on,
ammo
you
drop,
cannot. Oh, with the invaders, I hate invaders. They shouldn't. The ringing nail! You gotta be kidding me!
Sounds like guns.
Where's that witch?
A lot of fun in gambit. Oh, now
Get
to
that
rid of
witch.
these outfits. Oh gosh, this is not right.
Oh, come on! This is gonna take a long time. They say it's shorter? Yeah, right. It's not shorter, it's longer!
Nope.
One match, that's longer!
Yeah, it's like instead of playing 3 rounds, you play 1.
Oh, supercharge my light? Okay. Oh, he's almost done.
Oh, damn it, that thing just went totally the wrong way.
Come on. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi there. All done.
All
Yeah,
goods
we
for
won.
trade. Take a look.
Won your first one.
Oh my god. This
Now you
is
can
gonna
start
be.
on whatever
This is
new
intense.
stuff.
This is intense.
Wellingtons?
Yeah. Because every time you can damage a boss, you have to kill witches. Because the boss, the primeval, has an overshield.
Ah,
Yep,
As a
you gotta
shield.
kill the witches to do damage to the boss.
Yeah. And then you get
I was
the
watching the video on all that.
you get a well of light. You can go into.
And use endless amount of supers on it.
boy.
Oh, they don't have the prismatic thing anymore?
Nope.
No, prismatic is gone.
Well, I don't need any of our Evers first.
Well, thank you for shopping at Eververse.
I know, it's like, I bought like 3 things from her. I bought a speeder that was there just to do it.
It's fun.
Bought
It's
the little exotic ship that she had.
Good. You're back.
I picked up a bunch of bounties from her just to do it.
I have too many.
Let's see.
I have too much bright dust to even bother with her anymore.
Bright
Yes,
dust,
I can
got
do
a-
it on occasion. I buy a lot of the cosmetic stuff that she's got, you know, to change the appearance of things. Because that's everything she's got is just, that's all it is really is
Oh,
cosmetic.
I got already a prime income of 657.
Yeah, see, I'm not worried about the gamut so much. I'm going to work on my power gear stuff right off the bat.
Use this
I'm over
increase in armor set bonus or inserted in the synthesizer to create a
I
collector's
just got
mode.
something from Zavala. Oh. Okay. Wow. Did you guys
Let's see,
decrypt
the
anything
blue-
at Zavala? Because I'm opening lore.
I haven't been to Zavala yet.
Yeah, I've discovered 5 new lores just by decrypting my keys. My thing is with Zavala.
Oh, it's probably stuff in your lore that you haven't done previously.
Is it?
There's a lot of lore out there to go and do for this game. A lot of people don't. Either they didn't go after it or didn't take time to go do it.
For Gambit, I already have all the lore. For
No, this is all new
Tango
lore.
Chorkit.
It's under stolen intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of that thing you got out of your postmaster from Honora.
Hey, we meet again. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Alright.
Come on, land, you stupid. Tower is full.
Right. Alright, man, take care. You the same. Now that was a
Oh my
delivery
God.
guy.
Let's see, goes Zavala.
So you guys already did the stolen intelligence? Cause I didn't.
From Zavala?
That's where it's showing up. I'm about to complete the lore of the book. On
Oh,
that.
I don't know. It's like I'd have to look.
Oh, there's a new hand cannon.
Yeah, it's because it's on a separate. It's yeah, my lore book just lit up. It was one of those things with question
Yeah, see, I've
marks
got
in
some
it.
stuff over here in Valor ranks. I got 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, Triumph.
Got some glory
Valor
ranks. stuff
ranks.
to do.
Season
two
5
things.
Valor, Season 4 Valor,
Season 4 glory was done.
Season 3
glory.
Valor,
All that
Glory
stuff was
ranks.
all done.
Season 4 Glory. Boing. Boing.
So under lore, what were you looking under lore?
It was when you go to the triumphs in the lore book, it's on the second
Uh-huh.
page. Like it's like it'll be a bunch of question marks, but for me, because I've already completed all of them now, I can actually click on them. And it'll say I've
Yeah, see,
completed
I've
the
got
lore and
one that's a
stolen
bunch of
intelligence.
question marks. I got the lawless front tier, a bunch of question marks, and I have everything else till you get to the bottom, and it's a bunch of question marks there.
After Dawning
And then
Delights,
there's,
then there's a second page. If you press that down arrow,
yeah, see, I got 2 more question marks over there. I don't know what they are,
the
though.
one at the top is called Stolen Intelligence, and I just completed it by decrypting.
Oh, yeah, see, I don't... It's question marks for my guy still.
Yeah, if you go to Zavala and you submit
You gotta
your,
talk to him in the tower.
yeah, you give him your tokens. I think that's what will activate
Oh.
the book, because that's what I did. I was just submitting because usually I just try and keep a little under 900, you know, like 1,000 tokens for each NPC. So I was over that, 1,000 mark, and I just submitted.
Yeah,
it.
I don't have any tokens for my guys. I turn them in
Oh, you
most of the
turn them on
time.
immediately? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I got so many. I don't know what to do with them anymore.
Yeah, it's like I was turning them in because I was trying to set up for this season with all my guys by
It's
having
dinner
as
for me
much of
now.
the crap as I could possibly get, so that when I started doing the power leveling, I don't have to go and look for everything so bad. So I was using most of those tokens I was hanging on to turn in and take legendaries, just to get legendary stuff to drop so that I could break them down for legendary shards.
Okay, yeah. Oh, well.
I was
I
trying
already
to
had
pad
enough
myself.
legendary
I
shards.
had 3,700 legendary shards right now, so
Oh,
Not 37?
3,700.
oh.
Oh. Is that all? I got a 6,000.
What?
Yeah.
You don't have enough, guys.
Yeah, so I could have a lot. I could have had a lot more, but in the last like couple of weeks, all I cared about was getting that stupid freaking Braytech Osprey to drop. That's all I was caring about. I wasn't doing a lot of things that was getting me in. All last week and the week before, I didn't go do stuff that was gonna grind out getting more.
Why can I?
Over
Why can't I
5,000.
take?
I just have good
Oh,
RNG. That's all I can
bullshit.
say. Because I'm sitting
I
on
have a horrible
18,000.
RNG.
I'm sitting on 18,000 of those things, and I still can't burn them off.
Yeah, but you've been playing the game since it first came out too. See, I haven't. I started playing in season 3, and then I used a bunch of my stuff in bad ways. But I built 3 characters too, and I was constantly using the 3 to get like to 600 and the 650. I was using the 3 and constantly upgrading armor and infusing stuff. A lot of people would go in and, like my buddy Kirk, he would constantly just use whatever dropped. He didn't care about the perks. He would just put on whatever it was
Yeah.
until he got to max level, and then he started infusing. See, I didn't do that. I used a particular set of gear because it aided my character really, really well.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it
what
took
I
me a long time to find the right stuff. And then I switched guns. I quit using submachine guns so much.
Good to have you
I
back.
was using other stuff, so I started having to make new gear.
You use
And then,
submachine guns? I tried something. Oh, what's this? There's a new quest?
They're good for some things.
Wow.
They're good for some stuff here and there.
Zavala has a new quest. Redeployment? Oxygen SR3. Sweet. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's like I'm just running over here. I'm collecting my wanted bounties, trying to get my first thing, get my 20 bounties done, and then head back to the tower after that. And I'm gonna go start
city is
running all my
depending on its
power gear
guardian.
stuff.
Now more than ever.
Because I get prime engrams to drop here soon, and I want to make sure I get to use them good. And it's gonna kind of let people download and install the deal so that when I'm ready to go do Gambit, everybody's on it, can make a good team and go do whatever it is.
Rebuilding what we lost is not enough. We need more.
That's complete. Right there.
That's weird. I haven't used any of them. I should have.
Still got a long ways to go on these badges. Good grief. Okay. Ringing City, I need 3. Oh. Collect all the Ahamkara bones in the
Bye
Ringing
bye,
City.
asshole. You's dead.
Have you collected all the bones, Dave?
Yep.
Looks
Yeah, I
like need
collected
to do
all the
that.
bones. I spent 6 weeks doing all the bones and all the dragon eggs and
Oh snap.
Yes.
I did all
Do
those.
they
It's
move
like-
around or they always in one set place?
They're always the only thing is, like, if you watch video for the dragon eggs, there's only one egg that is not where the videos will say in the Shattered Throne. Other than that, everything is exactly where they're supposed to be.
Oh, I have to go into the Shattered Throne to get all the eggs? Oh,
There's
the eggs is the thing that you
there's
shoot,
9
right?
eggs. There's 9 eggs in the Shattered Throne. After you, but you got to have the wish in your bow to get them.
Okay.
So you got to get the wish in your bow first, and which you got to do part of. You don't have to complete the Shattered Throne. When you get to Shattered Throne, you don't have to go all the way through it to get the thing. You just got to kill the ogre, and then you get to start the quest line. You go back to the Tangled Shores, and you'll go up and talk to Toland's ghost and do a little side quest and kill a bunch of dudes in this little deal up in the Four-Horned Gulch area. Then you got to go back into the Shattered Throne. You have to start it with a second character, with a friend, because you're gonna have to have it from the beginning. If you go back in with the character that you got, you'll go back in right there after you kill the ogre where you started it from to get the quest line. You gotta have to start a second character, go in with a friend, and then switch characters so you can go back to what you need to be on. You have to change characters because you got to do these 3 charges orbs in there, and get back to the ogre and kill the ogre area all over again. And then once you get the wish in your bow, you can go from there. You can say screw it and start from the beginning, or you can just do the back half of it. And excuse me, you do the back half of it. There's like I think 4 dragon eggs and 1 Akmara bone in the second half.
Thanks for shopping Eververse, Guardian.
After the ogre area.
Yes.
And then you'll have to start it from the beginning and do the 4 Akmara bones and the dragon eggs prior to that.
Man,
in those
I remember
areas.
why I gave up playing for a little while. I couldn't do it. It's just too much stuff.
There's a lot. Like I got my wish in your bow the first week that it came out. You know, it's like our buddy, friend Captain Kirk. You've gamed with him. He went in there where I was doing power gear runs because I didn't get a chance to get on as early as he did that day. So I was in the middle of running power gear runs when he decided he wanted to go and figure out what that was. Because he was going right straight after that stuff. And he spent 3 hours figuring out how to kill stuff and figure out the Shattered Throne to start with. But he didn't know, we didn't at the time, he didn't know how to get the wish in your bow. You know, he was just in there
just
running around killing and stuff. We were underpowered. He had 2 guys with him, but everybody in the Shattered Throne was skulled out for them because they were only in like the 310s, 320 range.
I remember going into that
510,
realm.
520s. And
I went in there and that
was
knife just melted me.
Yep. And he went in there and he was like me. He went in there at, I think we were somewhere around the range of, oh God, what were we? When I started the Shattered Throne, I was 540 something. You know, when I started it. But see, I was real anal. I'm real anal about like right now. There's a lot to go do and everything from there. But I'm after my power leveling. You know, that's what's most important to me. So I'm over here running bounties real quick, and I know I'm going to do the wanted bounties to collect some more crap here shortly. So I'm just kind of grinding out, getting my 20 bounties done for the day, and picking up some more ghost fragments so that I can get 1 character that's going to do it. So that when the time comes up, if I need to start using a bunch of my resources just really, really fast, then I've got the stuff picked up that I can go run to go get that stuff again. Because it's usually like my 20 bounties, I'll come over and do the 6 bounties that Spider has, and then pick up my wanted bounties and go do those immediately. You know, spend my first couple hours and get that whole freaking deal done.
Yeah, I gave up on the wanted bounties, and I only focus on the ones that gave me enhancement cores.
Well, see, I do it because, you know, I didn't have the enhancement cores. I've got just under 200 enhancement cores right now. But with 3 guys, I'm going to use them quicker than shit. You know, once I get into running power gear and stuff like that and getting this stuff to drop and start infusing it, my enhancement cores will disappear really fast. You know, because it's like it's going to take me at least, I figure, a good 5 to 6 weeks, not to level up, but to get all the guns and weapons back to where they're at the max power level. Because it's going to take at least.
Oh man, I forgot about that. We're going up to.
It's going to take me at least 2 weeks to get to the max level of 700 with the characters. If I get lucky on all the drops.
Someone's going to put out a video and they'll be at 700 in 8 hours.
Oh yeah, there's people that are going to cheat and manipulate the game. But see, in their website, I was reading, me and Kirk were doing some reading on it in the last couple of weeks. There's supposed to be only half as much power gear available every week, but it looks like they're still there. It looks like it's still there. They weren't going to make it so that it was supposed to take people at least 4 to 5 weeks to get to power level 700, because they were going to take it away from people and cut down how much power gear we get, because they want people on the game longer, you know. They don't want people.
I'm sure they want other people to catch up.
What can you teach me?
Yeah, they're trying to. Well, a lot of the people that just got started on the game and stuff. I ran into some people that just started brand new characters, level 10, 15 in the last 2 weeks, with all 3 characters. There were some people I saw that they had 1 character up, but they had never played the other 2.
Hey,
they still got to play them.
How's the clan
You
going?
know, and it's people like that.
It's hard to maintain all 3.
Yeah. There's a lot. You've got to be real dedicated. See, I'm real dedicated to maintaining my guys.
Better myself.
And it's like I'll do like all the power gear on my Titan, which is who I happen to be on. It's who had the weapons. I'll run all the power gear out on this guy, and it'll take me the majority of the day to do. You know, but I will run everything on the guy, and I will get everything out of it that I could possibly get, including the 100,000 points on the freaking Nightfall now. And I will turn around, and as soon as I'm done with that, I'll switch my guns over and switch straight to my Hunter or my Warlock and start running the power gear for them, you know, all over. And then, you know, I'll spend my first 3 days running all my power gear out on all my guys. So all it is just getting the random prime engram drops. And that's when I go and I start doing all the stuff that everybody else jumps on and goes and does. And then they spend all week just doing like the power gear for it. I know people that'll spend, like, if you do just 1 character, it'll take me it'll take at least 3 weeks to get 1 character up on all the power gear runs, you know, to get them up to the max level, if you get lucky with all the drops. See, I don't get lucky drops or anything like that on the game. I have to work my ass off to get stuff to show up. I've been trying to get shards of Galanor to drop for my Hunter forever.
Welcome, Guardian.
You know, and it won't give them to me. And my Titan just needs, for Forsaken, I need the Heart of Innermost Light. I haven't been able to get it to drop that exotic. My Warlock has them all, but my Titan and my Hunter, I got 3 on the Hunter and 1 on the Titan to get, so I can solve that badge, you know, for my guys. Plus, it's the Forsaken gears. I still need the, I got to do the Wishender thing and get the 1,000 Voices too. It's one of the guns you got to get to complete it. But it's just, a lot of people get on like he'll get on and go straight after all the new stuff, all the new story mode and everything from there, and really get into that right off the bat.
No, I just couldn't keep up with all the stuff
whether
that's
it be through its
possibly
elegant
out
design,
there.
its unique
My head just exploded.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to do.
Its crafter.
You know, especially
my
if you
head
work
just
and stuff like
exploded.
that.
I just couldn't. And then what made it worse was, you know how like they made some of these weapon quests like character based and not account based.
Mm-hmm.
So all that repetition, oh, it's just too much.
Yeah, see, for me, see, that's where, see, I developed a mode. I have a strategy of where I go and what I do. You know, usually it's like if my buddy Cap Kirk was on, which he's not right now. He's pretty much at that point where all he wants to do is just get his platinum. He needs to do the Leviathan raid on normal and then do the prestige mode.
Give it a try.
And then he's pretty much, that's for his trophies. I just got to need prestige mode, and I've got all the trophies on this game. You know, I don't have everything done, but I have everything else, you know, set up. I got lots of exotics to go and get. You know, but as I just been putting a lot of them off because I don't want to do Crucible. I just hate doing Crucible on this game. I have more fun doing the raids and stuff. It's just finding people to go do it when it's available. You know, I'm hoping here this week our clan really starts to get back online and come back. But it just depends. There's some of them that I've talked to that are really big on Anthem right now. It's like Tyga's on Anthem because he doesn't need PlayStation Plus membership to do it.
Oh, you don't?
And he can play the...
Oh, that's sweet.
No, you can do... I guess you don't need it.
Destiny used to be like that.
No, Bungie... Destiny we do.
No, I mean before.
He can come in...
Before you didn't need... you didn't need PlayStation membership to play...
No, you do now. On the PS4 you do. On the PS3 you don't. Any game that you... All PvP games on the PS4 you have to have PlayStation Plus to participate. But there's some free download games like I think Fortnite. There's some Fortnite and some other games that are out there that are free that you don't need PlayStation Plus for. But he doesn't have PlayStation Plus. Tyga's in our clan. I was gaming with him a lot.
Yeah.
But he quit playing because he let his PlayStation Plus membership lapse, and he was playing Anthem because he was game sharing it with Jamesy Boy.
Oh, okay.
In the clan, and he was doing him. Jamesy Boy would log in when Jamesy Boys went to work. He would log in and let Tyga play the game and have control while he was gone. And he was supposed to buy his PlayStation Plus membership. Like, ooh, I just got another Crimson! Yay! He was supposed to get it like 3 weeks ago and replace his PlayStation Plus membership so he could come back over and be ready to do this stuff. And he went out and he decided to spend the $60 over there on, he bought his own version of Anthem. Oh, okay. And so he's playing that instead because he and his wife have got a kid coming in and they're trying to save money.
Yeah.
And they're trying to buy all this stuff for the kid before the kid is born. So they're trying to buy all this stuff, and they're not spending any money on all this unnecessary stuff that is out there that he can, like games and stuff. So, but he decided he went and spent the money on Anthem. So he's not going to be on Destiny. I don't expect to see him on it at all, if ever, anymore. I really don't see him coming back because he's got to spend money on it to play PvP stuff, and as long as he can play Anthem and PvP stuff without it, as long as he can play Anthem without it, he's not going to. You know, there's a lot of people that are like that. Because basically Anthem is a cross between Warframe and Destiny combined.
He played a lot of Warframe, so if it's a cross between Destiny and Warframe, you know he.
Yeah, it's like I've watched video and see, it's playing like Destiny where you've got a fire team of 3 and stuff like that or whatever it's doing. It's got a lot of gameplay like this, but you have suits. You get into suits just like Warframe does. You know, you actually get into a suit of some sort. You know, where it's like Destiny, it's just a character and he's wearing armor. You know,
this one you can actually jump into a particular suit.
Yes, I didn't really get into watching too much. I'm not buying Anthem. You know, I'm gonna wait. Anthem is one of those games. When they were doing the beta, I had a lot of people tell me about the beta. They said that there's a lot of errors on it.
Don't break
you know, and things of that nature. There's people who still have a lot of errors. There's people who are already max. I watched people that were played the game the first day and they were maximum level with the game in one day. You know, 6 to 8 hours of gameplay. They were max level. And it has like something similar to a raid, but it's not an actual raid. They go and it's like a stronghold or something that they call it. And there's only one. And guys were doing that right off the bat. Anthem is because they released it, the people that backed it with money, like Activision or whoever it was.
Oh, EA.
They made them release. Yeah, they made them release the game pretty early, and it doesn't have everything to it yet.
That's not good.
So they're doing the same thing that Bungie had to do and put the game out there to start making the payments to the creditors, basically. And so they're having to introduce stuff, and a little at a time. So Anthem is going to be one of those games. If I get into it, I'm going to wait till Anthem has a whole bunch of crap to go do, like Destiny 2 did. So yeah, I didn't buy Destiny 2 till it was like a month before Season 4 started. I started in Season 3, you know, because it was free. It was $20 in the PlayStation Store for everything. So what I got for less than $20 is what some people else were over $150 into already.
I know, right?
Because they
and
bought
there's a
like,
point where they
bought
gave
like
it away
$60.
free.
Yeah, you spent like $60 for the initial game, or a collector's version at $100, plus the DLC, plus the season's pass at that time, which was an extra $40, and it basically paid for 2 DLCs, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know, I watched people just, and that's what Destiny 1 was like. They raped the people that bought the game right off the bat, and then bought the DLC stuff and the season's pass and all that. They raped them on money. The people that waited and played it later, they got to play really, really inexpensive. I'm into Destiny 2 a lot of money. You know, I bought the annual pass at $35, $20 on the deal, and then Forsaken for $40. You know, so I'm in it to that much. You know,
They've taken all my money.
You know, it's like, so I'm into it a lot of money, and I'm not doing I'm not going to do any more money on it, you know, for me. Each time they do like this DLC, this should have been they should have added like at least 10 to 15 trophies to this game, as far as I'm concerned. Every time
initially, I knew something was wrong right off the bat, because you know how like when a new game comes out and then you go and look at the trophy system, there's like at least 30, 40 trophies to acquire. This one only had like 10, 15, not more than 15. So I knew, something's off here. And then they added some later on. But
yeah, they added when Forsaken came out, they added a bunch of trophies to Forsaken.
Oh yeah.
They add something new to the game. There's a new little DLC that comes out. There's only like 4 or 5 trophies to get and stuff like that, but something is better than nothing, because I like playing games that have trophies. I like to collect them. I go do the stuff that collects those trophies, because that to me is fun to go do. That's what keeps me playing the game. You know, it's not just something to go do on the game, it's something to collect. You know, it's that completionist in me to go get everything done. And so that's if it weren't for the trophies that I had to get, like the going in for the seal, I would have never even cared about the seal for the purple name and everything if it weren't for the trophy attached to it. I would have gave up on this game. I would have quit playing like 2 months ago, like everybody else did, and I would have probably solved about 3 other games since then. You know, things of that nature. I'd be over playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now and be way into that game.
I'm still sitting. I'm looking at the cover right now. My God of War.
Oh, I've got the game to play.
It's just they're both sitting there, just like. Do you plan?
Yep, they're begging me to play, and I was going to go over here later into this week and pick up my DLC stuff, but I've got something coming up I got to spend some money on, so I'm going to have to put it off another week or so. And which is fine, because I've got Destiny 2 to go do all. By the time I should be power level 700 by then with this game, and then it's just going to be waiting for people to get on and go do raids and stuff like that by then, and things of that nature. And then I'm going to do the same as a bunch of people, and I'm going to be playing Destiny a little bit less. You know, I'm going to be playing it when people are on. If people aren't on, I'm going to be off on doing some other game. You know,
practically
once I get onto Odyssey, I'm gonna be banging that game out. You know, for the trophies and the story mode and everything else, and all my free time is going to be on that game doing it, just in the biggest way that I could possibly go do. Dude, this is weird. They killed the sleeper stimulant. It can't hold 13 rounds anymore.
It can't?
No, it looks like it stops at 9. I've been picking up heavy ammo, and I just looked down, and this is the second time I looked at it, and it's only got 9 rounds.
Okay.
I'll find out again. I'm going to see another heavy ammo drop, and I'll see. Because I haven't used any rounds. Okay, I just got a heavy drop right here.
Where do I start?
Nope, yep, it's stuck. You can only get 9 rounds now on Super Stimulant. That's it.
Oh,
Fucking
they changed the
dicks.
Gambit map.
Yeah, so they did a lot of stuff to the game. There's a lot of stuff that people didn't know about.
Oh, you got the private match, got the Reckoning, Gambit Prime. Oh, you can just
Yeah,
go
it's like,
straight into it. You don't have to do anything. Just click it. Oh, sweet.
Click what?
The Gambit Prime. I thought you had to do a little bit of Gambit
the first thing
first.
the first thing you do on Gambit is you're going to go right straight in and do a match on Gambit Prime. If you want to get to the Reckoning, the video said go straight to that. Go straight to Gambit Prime and do a match like what Gun Maniacs did, and then you can get into the Reckoning. I was going to do it, but I'm going to do mine a little later because I know I'm going to take and, like I said, I'm going to get a couple of these things done. As soon as I get my ghost fragments here to buy my deals up here and get my bounties done up in here, then I'm going to go do my 3 Vanguard Heroics, my 3 Vanguard Strikes with the same subclass. Probably do a single Crucible daily that'll probably be up, you know, just because there's a daily that's there. Try to get a power gear out of that.
Well, when you do those, let me know, because we got those Vanguard we got those Hawthorne bounties.
Yep.
So they need clanmen.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's like it's
you
doing
just
all
let me
that
know.
stuff.
Yeah, I'll jump in and do that with you, no problem.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're ready, just let me know now.
Yeah, it's like it takes me usually about an hour to get all my wanted bounties done over here, or not the wanted bounties, just to collect them, because I got to do patrols and whatever else and stuff like that to pick up the ghost fragments. And I got to complete a bunch of bounties before I can go to a bunch of other places because I overloaded on a bunch of Gambit stuff right off the bat.
Yeah, my pursuits
And
thing
I've
is
got to
full.
do some.
I got no room
Yep,
for
I've got to. I'm
pursuits.
going to go and get some of this power. I want to start getting this power gear started before I get too far into stuff. Just start getting some of it to roll in, because I can't go do Dreaming City stuff just yet, which I would be up there, but I can't pick up the bounties. This is one of the things that they need to increase is to how many bounties you can collect at one time. We should be able to collect like 50 pursuits, not just like 30 or some shit, because there's too much to go do all the time, and not being able to go do something because you're overloaded is just dumb.
They just want to keep us engaged.
Yeah, it's like, see, to make room, what I'll do is I'll go and I'll do some of my wanted bounties. Like, I'll go solve, if I need room for my pursuits, I'll go over and run my wanted bounties on the EDZ, because there's going to be at least 5 to 6 or more over there on the EDZ alone, you know, just when I go to Earth. You know, so I could, you know, which
Yeah, that
won't
was the
take me
thing
too
that
long to go.
that bored me about most of those wanted bounties. Most of them were in the EDZ, and I
Yeah, there's times I've seen as many as like 8 or 9 just in the EDZ to go alone. There's
got
some
burnt
planets
out
that
on
don't.
the EDZ. I was like, man, I gotta go back there again.
Yeah, the ones that I hate, for me, it's the red ones. The three that you spend the 4 ghost fragments on, that are the biggest. They're the random walking around crap. They need to fix it so that they come out like they're supposed to. Sometimes I get lucky and those guys are right on cue. I get over there and they're right where they're supposed to. There are other times I can spend an hour waiting for that jackass to show up, like Saturn Survivor, which is in the sludge up there. When they first introduced him, dude, he would not show for nothing. People would be over there for an hour and a half waiting for him to show. And he's supposed to show once every 30 minutes at least, you know, which
I
is
think that's
about
what
you
made
can
me
do.
give up, because I couldn't find the guys when I needed to find them.
Yep.
I'd be like, you know what? This thing's taking up space. I got 2 more characters to work on. I can't do this.
Yep.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's like, see, for me, I'll grind out because I'll go and do them, There's a couple of times that I'll go and spend like an hour waiting for one of the guys to go do, but I'm doing other things at the same time. I'm always trying to multitask the game. I always go do one thing. I'm looking for this, but I'm also looking for a bunch of other stuff to go do too.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
always...
what I've done. I just pick up pursuits / bounties that like blend together. So when I go and finish one,
see, I knew like my buddy Kirk, he went and ground out all the bounties on the planets to do. I still got Mercury to go and do some bounties on, because I don't go pick them up. You know, I wait till there's a flashpoint to go do it. You know, and stuff like that. You know, things of that nature. There's triumph, because all it is all you're getting is triumph score. There's nothing to gain out of. There's no reason to real pick up those little bounties to go do unless you're killing the triumph score. You know, to try and go do it.
Give me those,
you know, so there isn't a whole lot of purpose for it, and there's not a whole lot of reason for it. Other than that, you know, he went and ground all his out, was constantly doing them, and I was just doing them a little here, a little there. There's a lot of times I'd go in there and totally forget about them, and be over there doing wanted badges, completely forget to pick the things up, and realize, oh shit, I've got one guy to go do. Now I got to go over here and pick up my EDZ badge, or just realize that I picked them up and that I had them, but I didn't even freaking solve them while I was there. I didn't go do anything to do them. And I was like, now I got to go back and do them. You know, there's sometimes I would just say screw it, and then, because you got to do them within a 24-hour period.
Yeah, some of them
have
24 hours.
I just let them lapse and then say forget it. You know, I get too much to go do, and not do them at all, and then just wait till the next time I'm on the planet and just waste the money. You know, stuff like that. Just stupid stuff that I would do here and there. Like, oh, I feel like an idiot. But oh well. Yeah, it's like it comes to getting a lot of the stuff on the game. You know, it's like I ran through enhancement cores like there was no tomorrow. One, because I had 3 characters, and then once I started doing some stuff, we were trying to set up to get the Sleeper Stimulus Catalyst, and to do that, I have to build a whole bunch of other gear for in the Prestige mode for that particular raid. Because to do Prestige mode, you have to use the guns it tells you. You know,
yeah.
We've only tried it one time, and we had to have a hand cannon, a sidearm, and a sword. And we couldn't get past the first area because we couldn't kill the ads fast enough, because using sidearms and submachine guns, I didn't have anything good, you know, with good perks, because I deleted those guns a lot. I didn't keep them. They were always guns that I would use to infuse or break down the legendary. So I had to go buy a bunch of guns and then use a bunch of enhancement cores and try to masterwork them up so that we're getting the best out of the gun that we can get. Then we were trying to find ones that would suit, like we all decided, well, let's use the Rat King. Well, that proved out to be a horrible idea, because the Rat King only does the extra damage if you're close to people, you know. You're not in close proximity, you don't get the extra damage. Well, in the first area, you can't be next to anybody anyway, because 4 guys are spread out covering pillars, you know, passing the orb around. 2 guys are floating, killing ads around the guys who are on the pillars, you know, so that they don't get their ass killed. And so, you know, you're never around anybody long enough. So then we tried a couple other things, and then we gave up on it because we said, look, it's just too much of a pain in the ass to use the weapons we're using.
Oh, that's...
We'll wait till it's got some better weapons to prove up. So I started building gear for that kind of stuff. You know, so that when I came in, maybe I've got some other gear to go do. Because I've got gear that aids like my submachine guns, auto rifles, sniper rifles. I've got gear built up that'll do rocket launchers for going against Riven. You know, because you need stuff to kill Riven. You need rocket launcher reserves. With certain ones, you can get up to 10 rounds, and that's what you need to kill freaking Riven properly. Yeah, you want as many and cluster bombs on those rocket launchers too. And I only had 1, you know, and it had 5 rounds. That's all I could get was 5 rounds. So, you know, it's like, okay, I gotta look for some stuff. And now all my guys have that stuff, so that I have my resistance still. I masterworked all that gear too, so when I put it on, I still have the resistance in the fight against Riven. you know, with all the ads and everything that goes there.
Everything you've got.
And then you got to get gear when you do the walk. You learned that when you do the walk against, after you kill Ribbon and you're doing the walk to go 1,000 voices, you need gear with a bunch of mobility on it. So all that gear that I was building, resistance and recovery and all that kind of stuff, now I got to get gear that has mobility built into it so that I can switch it up. You know, and I've got gear built to go do the walk, because the more mobility I got, the faster I can walk with the heart. You know, and do that kind of stuff. But it's like I got all that gear and it's just for doing just that, you know, no other reason. You know, it has no purpose for me in the game, except for when I go do those kind of deals. And then I slowly built gear for the Last Wish raid, because you're constantly changing your weapons every time you go to a boss in that raid. You need different gear on all the time, you know, to go and do.
I haven't been in the raid that much.
Yeah, see, it's like you go in as like the first boss, you need different weapons for doing the first boss. When you go to do Sun Chi, you need shotguns and heavy machine guns if you can get them, things of that nature. You go in to do some of the other guys, you need the Whisper of the Worm, so you need sniper rifle ammo for another part of the raid. You know, if you're solving the parts, you don't need it. You can use the wish wall and bypass it all. But if you're into your triumph score, you need to go in and kill each one of those bosses at least once to get all the triumph score in there for the Last Wish raid area. And then the other thing you got to do is you got to go in and when you talk to Hawthorne, those little bounties that she sells at the bottom, there's 5 different bounties. The challenge mode for the Last Wish raid, you got to go in and do the challenge mode at different points of the raid and do like the challenge mode and solve them. We haven't done any of those yet. I haven't done any of them yet. I don't know if anybody in the clan has, but you know, I haven't even attempted them. You know, I've only got 2 raids done, and that's the Last Wish raid and the normal run through on against Callus in Leviathan. I haven't completed the Spire. I haven't completed the Scourge of the Past yet. I've been to the boss on him, but we left it at that.
On the other side.
And then same with against what was it? We were at the boss with Spire of the Stars on normal, but we didn't solve it. And then what was it against Eater of Worlds? You know the part where you go down and you go through the little hoops, going through that little there. I got to that part with the group, but then it was super late when we started it. We had a kid in our lobby and he kept screwing up all the jumping places that you got to do getting to that part. He kept jumping out of order, and he's done it before. He kept screwing up and jumping like 2 plates ahead of what he's supposed to, which kills the team because it destroys the plates and it kills everybody.
Destroys team morale.
Yeah, he kept blowing this up, and I had a headache. I finally blew up on the kid. I said, look, quit doing this shit. Either participate properly or leave. Because I got a headache, and I got to get off of this thing soon. You know, and so we finally got to that point where we got down to that part, and they were explaining to me what to do. And I kind of sort of figured out what they were doing. We made a quick attempt to it, because somebody, while they were explaining it, somebody started it like an idiot. And so it kind of put us behind the 8 ball there. So we kind of attempted it to see what we were doing, and I didn't have it right for the task that they were telling me to go do yet. I hadn't watched video on it, so I had no clue of exactly what was going on. And so we went to restart it, and they were explaining it, and finally somebody left. And then everybody just said, let's pick this up tomorrow. Okay, that works. And so we all got off the game. And of course, nobody ever showed up. You know, everybody quit. That's the way everybody does it. You know, nobody got on the rest of the weekend. Because I was doing it with Captain Ginyu. Ginyu's wife, Slam Bam was in there. Tor was in it. I think Jamesy Boy was in it, but I don't remember. And so we were doing that crap. And
Summon that primate. Incoming at the cave.
Gun Maniacs was in at one point in time. Somebody left. Captain Ginyu left because he had to get up to go to work or do something for work, and Gun Maniacs took his place. You know, and so Slam Bam was the kid that was messing around. You know, he was goofing off and doing his deal. And because he was playing a Titan, he was using the striker ability. He can bypass all those freaking jump plates. So he didn't have to do it. You know, he would do his part to get us apart, you know, to get us across, and then he could just Superman across the last little bit. But a lot of times I was like the guy right in front of him, and fifth in the order, and he would just all of a sudden jump a plate too soon and get me killed, and I'm like, dude, you're killing me. And without me on the plates, they need at least 5 to get across, because it gets to a certain point where it doesn't produce the plates on time or something that it does.
No, there's a workaround there. If I was there,
yeah.
If that kid was just jumping around and just going away ahead, you can still do it with 5. You can even do it with 4.
Yeah.
You just have to maintain the last plate.
Yeah, so it's like I kept getting to the point. It was just like whoever's on the last plate. Once it turns red, you better be jumping in the air the second it turns red, because, you know, it starts to fall. Once it begins the falling sequence, you're screwed. That was my problem. Is I'd be saying, hey, look, y'all need to get going. You need to move on to the next plates and get going, because my plate's about to disappear. And they're like, well, don't panic. And I'm like, oh, I'm not panicked. But I'm telling you, you know, I'm the last in the line, and if you don't get going, I'm not going to get off of it. And that's what would kill it. It'd be things like that would just absolutely kill it, because somebody would panic. And there were a couple of times where I would be jumping. I'm jumping in the air because you know, if I don't do it now, I can't. And I'd be going, and I would be just getting ready to land on the plate, the one in front of me, in time to hopefully they get off of it in time. And we just kept getting kind of screwed out of that, and it just messed it up. So we spent 20 minutes getting past like the first jumping sequence on the plates and stuff because of that. And then we got to the second one, and we would get like halfway across, and I was in 4th. By that time I got tired of being, you know, second to last or anything like that. So Tor took the place to be behind me. She took 5th, and Slam took 6th, and Jamesy was like 2nd. Well, Jamesy would be slow. I said, dude, just watch the person in front of you. The minute you see them jump, you jump. That's the second they go, you go. You know, because you're going to be landing on the plate. They're going to be gone when you land on it and stuff like that. And so it was great. But then Slam started screwing around. He'd jump to the plate that I'm supposed to be on, or the plate that the 3rd place person would be on, because he's bypassing it, you know, because he's not paying attention to where he's supposed to go. And it's like, dude, quit doing this shit. We got to start over every time, you know, because of this crap. You know, you're killing us.
Nah, he was probably just bored. That's why.
He was bored. He was bored. Had nothing to do.
He didn't. It.
Yep, he had no interest, none of that kind of crap. I mean, it was my first time in there. I'd never been in there before, you know. So they're trying to let me experience it without telling me too much on some of it, you know, and so that I get the fun of doing it. But I was getting that headache, and I didn't want to be in there too long because of it.
It was just dragging. Because the way it was presented was like would be in and out in 10, 15 minutes.
All right, Mavericks.
You know,
ready to see what
they kept telling me,
today?
"Oh, dude, we do this in like 30 minutes."
On the field.
You know, and stuff
supposed
like
to be done
that.
In 30
It's a 30-minute raid.
It's really supposed to be done in 20 minutes.
You ever kill a
you know, and stuff like this, but because they were trying to let me experience some of it, you know, without telling me too much. So I had a little bit of fun.
Yeah, like a discovery mode,
which is fine. You know, but all it takes is one person to goof off. This is why I don't play with too many of those little kids, you know, teenagers and stuff too much, because they get their short attention span. It fucks things up. They get to where they want to fuck around. They throw fit. I want to kill him. I want the last blow. Oh, dude, I don't give a fuck. Just shoot the bastard and kill it. I don't care. Just kill it.
Get this win.
I just want the thing done so that I can move on. you know, and go do something else, you know. And it's like, well, I'm real anal about. I've got a few kids in my friends list, but they're mostly because they're friends' nephews, you know, and stuff like that. Like I just deleted one because he won't get it through his head. You know, he's younger. You know, he's like 11, 12 years old. But it's Captain Kirk's older brother's kid. And I just deleted him because he always sends me invites to Fortnite. I've told him 10 times, I don't have it, I'm not getting it, don't send me invites to it. You know, because I get tired of seeing my shit flooded with that crap. The games I don't have. You know,
like most of my friends list is mainly kids under like 13 or less. Because half of the time nobody wanted to play with them, so most of them I got them from PlayStation 3.
Yeah. See, I'm older and I've got friends on my friends list. You know, I looked for a clan initially where my old clan, we didn't have any kids in it, you know, at all. We made sure that we didn't just add people because message said add this person. We made sure that we, you know, when I was in Destiny 1, we gamed with them. We ran with them in Nightfalls and Raids, made sure that their gameplay was good before we let them join the clan. Then we made sure that they were legitimately older, because I hate being in there and having a kid in lobby and then you start having the adult conversations. We're talking about stuff that, you know, you don't want those 10 and 12-year-olds doing. It's not right to be saying, you know, especially if you're talking about some sex thing or whatever else that's out there. You know, it's just not right to do. Because if the kid is sitting there and he's got parents at a church, next thing you know, you're being yelled at by an adult. Why are you
like,
saying
hey, there's a kid in here.
Hey, your kid joined our group. We are an adult group to start with. He joined us, you know, and so it's up to him.
Why even go there? Just say, hey, the kid is playing a team game. Why is he here?
Yeah. You know, and we're trying to be nice. You know, when we know we had the kid, if we had a kid in our group that we kind of got to know, a little younger, somebody, one of the adults that's in the clan or whatever it was, it's his kid. Maybe they're online and they're playing in the group. We would curb what we were saying. We wouldn't say anything derogatory or mean or rude or anything like that. But we, you know, there were times I remember playing Call of Duty and getting 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds cussing and swearing and saying,
but those kids swear more than the adults.
Oh yeah, saying worse stuff than what I would ever even think to say. And I remember, you know, my worst experience was a kid like that. We were playing Call of Duty, and we were trying to get a team of 12 for PvP stuff over there. We do it all the time when we were playing Black Ops 2. You know, get 6 on a team, and then slowly, as we got empty spaces, invite, join, just keep joining until we get a team of all of our friends killing everybody. That was the most fun we'd have, because we know nobody had any cheats and hacks running. And going from there, but we had this one kid that was in there, and he was just cussing and swearing and being a little bastard, and it's like, dude, I want to kill him. And finally, in between matches when we're lobbying up and stuff like that, everybody was derogatory. We were trying to be rude. Get out of there. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, and so we were trying to be rude to get the kid to leave so that we could get one of our friends in there to take his place, but he wouldn't leave, and he had his headset set up so that his parents could hear him. They heard the conversation. We started hearing his parents yelling at us for, you know, being rude to him and stuff like that. We're telling him, hey, look, we're telling him to leave. We're being polite. We're asking him to leave because he's a rude ass little bastard, you know. He's cussing and swearing. And it's no offense. And I don't know what race you are, but I have more trouble with seeing black people saying nigger than anything. He said it all the time. He's a little black kid. All the time saying it, you know. And I'm sitting there saying, look, man, if you're gonna condone your little freaking 9 or 10-year-old to say that word all the time, and you're gonna let him say that publicly on a video game, I said, I guarantee you, I hope that little kid grows up to have his ass kicked every time somebody's around him. I hope he grows up to get his ass beat like there's no tomorrow. And his dad was over there like, well, why would you wish that? I said, because I'm not black, and I don't say that word unless I get pissed off at somebody. And I know that person's black.
Like they're truly deserving of the word, not a word just pick up and toss around.
It's like, to me, there are black people, and then there are those particular people. Black people are the people that have respect, don't say the word themselves around other black people. They don't refer to other black people in that way. They're respectful. You know, they don't run around and have this attitude from hell all the time with a chip on their shoulder. I get on here and growing up as a kid, I grew up in the times it was towards the end of where black people had to really deal with, you know, people really being treated badly for being black just because they were black. You know, most of these kids that are in their teenage years now are going through college and stuff like that.
The culture, the times have changed, so it's desensitized them to how bad that word is. So, you know, it's just one of those things.
Well, they don't have to deal with, you know, they're not having to deal with, like, they can't go do things like this. They can walk around town and they're not persecuted for just because they're black.
They don't have to watch where they walk or who they look at or talk to.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about where they go so much, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, but to hear them on video games, you know, like, I hear them now, they're talking about all the time. I was in a group probably 2-3 weeks ago, and there were some of them talking about it. And I'm like going, dude, I don't even want to hear it. You guys have it easy. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, okay, a black person now can get a college education and only be mediocre at some sport. They can be mediocre so-so at football and get a full ride scholarship and get paid to be at that school on top of that. They don't have to work. They don't have to do nothing. I said, me, I'm white. I have to be the absolute best at that sport that there is to get a full ride scholarship. Plus, it's going to cost me money out of pocket. Like my sister and me, we were both good at our sports. I was real good at track and field. She was real good at volleyball. My sister got a full ride scholarship to a local school here, and it still ran her $6,000 a semester with a full ride scholarship.
With a full ride scholarship?
Just to go to school.
But that defies the word full ride scholarship.
Your team's looking good.
Well, like, that's right.
Full ride means you don't have to worry about anything but do your part, which is do good at whatever they...
Yeah, she was still paying over $6,000 a semester in order to get the same benefits as the black girl that was on the same team with her. The black girl who was riding the bench and not very good at it, she was not that good at the game. She didn't play that much. My sister was a starter, you know, on the team. She was one of the primary players because we grew up playing it because of our dad was big into volleyball. So we grew up playing volleyball. If I'd have played volleyball over playing football if we'd have had it here locally, because I was good at it. I wasn't super tall, but I was 6'3". You know, I didn't play basketball very well. When it came to football, I played football, but I was tall and skinny, so I never got to start. I got to play very little my senior year of football. You know, when I played, they threw me. Weight, it wasn't my weight. It was the fact that my junior year, my junior year, I did not play football my junior year. I went to a track and field meet that took me out of town that year, and it wasn't up my senior year. Otherwise, I would have missed it probably my senior year too. So when football practice started, I was gone for a week. You know, because I had to drive to get to the city. I couldn't fly. I pole vaulted in decathlon. I had to carry a javelin, shot put, discus. I had three vaulting poles I had to carry. Plus, I had to have 3 or 4 sets of shoes because of the different things that I was doing. Because when you do decathlon, you have to run long distance as well as doing a bunch of other sports.
Oh no, the decathlon thing, that's some Superman stuff.
It's hard
right
to do. It is
that's
difficult. It is. Yeah, it is difficult to do.
It's not that you're a jack of all trades. You almost have to become a master of all.
Yeah. See, I can pole vault really, really well. I did not high jump really well. I didn't triple jump. We don't really triple jump that much. I didn't have the longest long jump. I was okay at it, you know. I was getting like 15, 16 feet, which is good. But it's not that great. In college, you better be close to 19, 20 feet with that stuff. You know, the distance is really, really big to be out there and do it well. So I didn't have that deal. I wasn't the fastest at the sprints. I wasn't the fastest at the super long distance, like the 1500 was not my best. I did really good at the 400 and the 800. I had great time. So for me to score really well, I had to do the 400, the 800, and the pole vault. And I had to be in first place. I had to win those events so that I could go into the high jump and only clear like maybe 6 foot, you know, 6'2" or something like that in the high jump, you know, to be good at it. I wasn't winning it, but I was in like the top 5, you know, so that I could get some decent points out of it. So that I could go in and go into the 100 yards, you know, that are out there to run the 100-meter dash, and maybe finish somewhere in, you know, hopefully in the top 10, you know, to get some good points out of it, because only the top 10 got points. So if you're outside the top 10, if there was more people, if you had like 12 people and you were either the 11th or 12th in that event, you didn't score any points, you know, so the event was worthless. You know, so you had to play, so you had to play your strengths to your absolute best, and then try to carry the others and just not do terrible at them. You know, because shot put, I could throw the shot put a long distance because I was tall, skinny, and I could throw that thing. And it came into play for throwing the discus. Oh, dude, I could sling the discus like there's no tomorrow because I had long arms and I had a way to use my long arms to basically throw that thing. And I did real good at the javelin because I could chuck that bastard out there a long distance too. You know, so I would do okay, you know, at my events. And I could come out with some decent points. But when I went to college, dude, I had to walk onto the track and field. You know, I had to walk on to get my scholarship my first semester. I was like that, dude. I had to go out and prove myself, pay for all of my college education. And even after I walked on to the track and field team, it was still costing me $12,000 to $13,000 every semester to be there. You know, because I didn't get all the benefits, but it's like, oh my God. I was so sick of watching other people get to just basically ride the bench and crap and not be that great, and you know, they get to walk around campus and get to goof off. And, you know, I had to work a full-time job, you know, my first year, you know, at school and stuff like that, which is hard. You know, to work 40 hours a week just to pay for food, you know, and stuff like that, and gas money in my books and all that kind of crap. It was expensive. You know, my 4 years of school cost me $250,000. You know, this is back in the early 90s, 1989 to 92 when I was in school. You know, now that's like, there's some schools, that's like, that's a full year. You know, there's people I know that go to law school and stuff like that at Harvard and paying $250,000 a year, you know, to be there. I'm like, geez, expensive ass shit. Because those colleges, the more popular the school went up due to sports, the more it cost. Which is stupid because the education didn't go up any. You know, the education didn't get any better. It's not worth anymore, but the cost of being there was. Yeah.
Man, I'm sick of these invaders.
Oh, you can get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was going to wait and play a little bit later when everybody's on. So I think Gunn, either he signed out for the day.
Why does this guy come for school all the time? He's on killing me with my fusion rifle.
Allies headed to the other side. You're ahead.
This freaking only have 9 heavy rounds. It's going to make everything we do now freaking suck. And it's going to make all the nightfalls harder. It's going to make all the raids harder. Use this stuff.
excuses. Why can't they kill this invader?
Is he still on a 30-second time limit?
Yeah, but they're not killing the thingy. They're not shooting the thingy that hold the Malfians thing. That big guy in the middle. I didn't want to draw these guys. Jeez.
Allies headed to the other side.
Come on, kill him. Thank you. Woo.
Safe spot. Oh, I know. I gotta go kill.
They changed the gambit screen, end screen.
What a haul! I
You know
promise
the results screen?
I'll do
Now you can
something
page
special.
2. They added 2 more pages.
Something that'll make you shiver.
Well, that
That's
makes
gonna get
it
a lot of
cool,
people talking. They're like, oh, you did this, you did that.
Yeah, I say it's that's what I'm waiting to see is what they're gonna do is hopefully this deal right here will bring some people back to the game, and hopefully we'll have a group to play for like a good 4 or 5 weeks. But it's like I'll know here by the weekend. I'm gonna know if we're gonna have our people back, because by Friday or Saturday or somewhere in there, if our clan isn't back on, then like I said, I'm just gonna end up doing little things. I'll probably go through and play with it, you know, and stuff like that.
We'll probably find out by this evening, like within the next 4 hours.
Well, there's a lot of people I saw that are in the middle of downloading it, you know, and stuff like that. You know, I can tell some of them, because this was like this update didn't happen like what a lot of them happened with, like Forsaken, and we were able to download it before the thing came up. I had Destiny Forsaken ready to go before the update was even on. You know, it was up, downloaded, and installed like an hour before it was ready to go. You just had to wait for the reset to show up, and then once the reset showed up, I think it took like 10 or 15 minutes for the game to install something on the server or whatever they had to do, and then we downloaded, like, I think it took me all of 2 minutes after that to install whatever some code was to let me have access to whatever it needed to, or the final little download install to go do, and then we were playing the game. But like on this one they shut the server down, and they didn't pre-introduce the information to the server like they did in the past, and have it ready for us to go. They waited till, you know, they were putting it on that first, you know, I remember the first like 30 minutes was waiting for them to actually put the information on the server, you know, for us to even go, and then finally get the update to say, okay, it's ready to go. You know, you can come over and you're good to download it, because it was 10:30 before it would let me actually go do it, and by the time I was actually over there doing some stuff, and Gunn says he says, okay, it's finally ready to go. I was on my tablet looking for information, you know, as to how long to go do, and then I had the game at the title screen, and it says, okay, to do this you got to restart the game. So by the time I restarted the game, Gunn was already in and started his download, and I had to delete 2 games in order to get the download. I had to have 60 gigabyte plus on my console just to download the 4 gigabyte, less than 5 gig of free space, which I had over 30 on the damn thing when it did it. And the first game I deleted got me to like 58 gig, you know, of free space. So then I had to delete another one, you know, which I wasn't playing the one right now, you know, God of War 3 remaster I wasn't playing, haven't played it in a little while, so it was no big deal. But I had to get rid of Black Flag, which I'm not done with. You know, I was going to get back to tinkering with it soon.
Oh yeah, I remember you said you're playing all the Assassin's Creeds.
Yeah, I'm replaying them all, and I had to offload. I had to find another game. I offloaded that one because the other ones are really, really big, but I didn't want to get rid of them yet because they'll take too long to re-download.
Yeah, I tried to play all the Assassin's Creed, but you know what stopped me? Was the fact that the game mechanics changed between each game. So I was like, ugh. Yeah,
they changed a little bit because they introduced a lot of it. Like when you play like Assassin's Creed 2 and the Ezio trilogy. The Ezio trilogy They changed a little bit because they add a move and they need it to be controlled by a button. So then they would relocate them by just a little bit. They would never move them too far though. You could pick up. The gameplay was still the same. There'd be like just maybe one move would change location as to what the button was.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
then
which really didn't help. It actually helped out. It actually made the game easier to play sometimes when they did it. It's just if you had just like me, you played Assassin's Creed 2, went straight to Brotherhood, that game button movement really messed me up. There were times I would be doing something I didn't want to do, you know, at
and
that
like
point
for me,
in time.
it was or the other thing was the crafting thing. I didn't care for crafting weapons. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about like making things?
Ah, because that meant
like
more. That meant more collecting, more traveling, open world traveling.
Well, there's a lot like you don't have to like gear
Looking
and
for
stuff like that. The
anything
crafting,
special?
like when you get to Black Flag and Rogue, the crafting, the only real crafting you really want to
Not
maintain is
everything
do a little
Fenchurch
fishing and get
sends
the
is
stuff
safe
to make
sell.
berserker darts and sleep darts and stuff like that, because you get missions where you got to go through, you got to
Oh
stay
yeah, that's all I
undetected.
focused on.
But
I just focused
yeah,
on the
I
berserker
have
and the
berserker darts, yeah, and sleep
That's
darts.
all I did.
I go in the grenades, like on Rogue, you can launch these big grenades and affect like 3 or 4 guys at a time, and berserk like 5 guys at a time if there's a big group, you know, because you got to stay undetected, or you got to go through and you can't kill anybody, but you've got a way
Welcome to
around
Eververse.
that. You don't do the killing. You berserk dart somebody because you got to go through it without being detected. You berserk dart and you let him go and kill the guys around him.
Yep.
And you clear the area without having to kill anybody. You would kill the area, and then you get to run right through and just did
Come
not have
see
to
me
worry
again,
about it.
Guardian.
It was either do that or you had to find a way to sneak around him without them seeing you. And the way Assassin's Creed games are is anytime you got to sneak around people and it says don't be detected, your distance for being detected, they can see you 3 times further away than they would normally. There were times that I would walk by and I could go and walk right next to the guy and not be detected, sprint and everything, and they wouldn't see me or do a thing. The minute it said don't be detected, dude, I got to be 200 meters away from the asshole before, you know, he'll see me all the way across the map, just barely moving out of a freaking bunch of bushes, you know, and stuff like that. It was really stupid. And that's what would drive me nuts on the game when I'm trying to get the 100% DNA sequence and stuff, and I got to go through without being detected, you know, and stuff like that. Or don't kill anybody, you know, and you can't be detected either doing that, you know, and stuff. They would just really make it really, really hard. And so those are the things where I'd have to watch video and say, what am I doing wrong? Because I'm always detected here or there, or something stupid always finds me, and it messes this thing up. And I'm tired of redoing it, you know, to try to get that trophy done.
Oh dear, it broke.
But yeah, it's like, but they changed a lot of that. Like you go up to Origins. I like the way they did Origins because it's not so much, none of that 100% DNA sequence matters. You just have to do the story mode. It doesn't matter how, if you clear and kill all the ads, or if you clear just who you need to. You know, the game, it doesn't care, which made it so much more fun because you don't have to feel like, oh, I gotta be super, super sneaky, super, super quiet, never be seen, and have everything work in my freaking favor at the same time.
Foul did you get?
Yeah, I felt like Origins went back to its like the original setup of the game. Like
Well,
the fighting, the
I
game
mean,
mechanics
it's
and all
followed
that.
more suit to the way they were doing the gameplay and making some of that stuff go through. And it made the game more fun. And I know Odyssey followed suit. It's basically a carbon copy, just with a whole bunch of new stuff added in a different story mode, because it's a different game, you know, which makes it that much more fun for me. You know, so I'm hoping we see Pookie back online, because he got pissed off with Destiny. That's why I can't even get him to join chat lobbies anymore. You know, even if because I was going to talk to him and see about, you know, find out if there's anything PvP wise over there on Assassin's Creed, you know, it's Odyssey and stuff
No,
like that.
they Ubisoft tried to bring in that PvP thing. It's not their thing. They've tried to
Right.
implement a PvP mode. I mean, it's okay, but it's not all that. And that's when they even came up with
Right.
that other game, Honor, something Honor. And
For
I think
Honor.
For Honor, yeah. And
Hey,
I don't
look
think it
alive,
did too well.
hotshot.
But the PvP thing is not their thing.
Right.
Careful with
Okay, so I
that.
gotta all
Because
twenty of this
Assassin's
right.
Creed, I forgot which titles. There's like 3-4 titles that has the PvP mode.
There's my milestone update.
That's the
All right,
Abstergo
time to get
thing.
back.
Oh gosh, I still haven't even finished any of those things. So.
Yeah, see, and that's the bad thing. This is the bad thing that's about Assassin's Creed stuff is the fact that okay, you know when you're doing like Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, that yellow ghost lady that comes out that's from the future telling you to do things
Stay
to
a
set the
while
world right.
and enjoy
You're
our
never gonna
wares.
Assassin's Creed games. You're never gonna solve it where we actually find an end to that little deal because every time they make an Assassin's Creed game, it prolongs that whole little thing for it. You know,
Yeah.
Origins and Odyssey didn't prolong it because they're pre-Assassin's Creed 1 games, and they're going back to the roots of all that storyline before they got to Assassin's Creed 1, back in the 1400 BC stuff, you know, and things like that, and the Crusades where it really started. So all our games are before technically that of Syndicate, because Syndicate's the most timeline is the newest one.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
because
everything is
Unity
older.
is London, England at World War One, and Syndicate gets into World War Two stuff. You know, but they haven't continued. I'm hoping they'll bring a game where they get a little more modern, but I don't know if it'll ever do it because they're going to have to start introducing guns and less swordplay to do it.